Hi guys, it's Guidance with Compassion here with another reading. So today, I'm going to be talking to you about the astrology that's taking place in the month of May. I thought I'd add this on to the beginning of the monthly readings, so to give you a bit more of insight, so you can take this into consideration along with your reading. Astrology is something that I'm interested in, so I thought this would be something that you would enjoy and it would be beneficial to you, viewers. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to be talking about the major transits, things that are taking place, things like retrogrades, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Pluto, stuff like that. I won't be talking about every single transit, but ones that I think that would be of importance that you should, keep in your mind's eye, have a think about, have that in the back of your head, like, oh, this is taking place this month, so, this may affect me X, Y, and Z, if that makes sense. Yeah? Okay. So first I'll start with May 4th. May the force be with you. And on May 4th, starting is a Pluto retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. And this is taking place until the 14th of October. So it's a long transit, yeah? It's not something it's a slow burn, I would like to describe it as, yeah? So Pluto, the lord of death and transformation, yeah, goes retrograde. So this can mark a period of major metamorphosis and rebirth within you, yeah? But this period can also be deeply gratifying. One can bring you closer to your true self if you know how to handle it. Yeah. So with this in mind, it's like letting you know that whatever is happening in your life is for your highest good. Don't try. I'm getting in my head like the Tower card. Let it fall, let it burn. Yeah. Because this brings you to your better self. I always have in my head the phrase, your new life, will cost you your old life. Yeah? So you can't hold on to what you currently have, holding on to the past, because you say you want to move forward, you say you want this in your life, you want love, etc., what it is, job, career, new place to live. But things are going to have to change. The foundation is going to have to change. The tower's got to fall. And then there's a new slate, new space. Everything is clear for spirit to create what you want. But you've got to have faith. You've got to let it happen. Yeah? And it's not going to happen overnight. So you have to have a little bit of patience. I don't want to say a lot of patience, because often we live in this world where it's like instant gratification. Now. But, I always say, if you've been watching my channel, anything that is worthwhile, it takes some time. Slow and steady wins the race. So I'll carry on. So a Pluto transit is most profound of all the planetary transits. It is nothing less than a total and complete transformation from one way of being to another. In nature, this is best illustrated by the metamorphosis of a caterpillar into a butterfly. So you can get with that description. That doesn't happen overnight. There's a lot of time into the caterpillar becoming a butterfly, and a lot of rest, a lot of lean back. And in my head, I'm getting a lot of feminine energy from that. A lot of times we're in our masculine energy, we want to do something. We feel like we should be doing something in order to go here. We need to do stuff. And yes, that is somewhat true. We do have to make concerted effort in some places, but it shouldn't be like bam, bam, bam. We have to always, there needs to be a balance to it. We allow spirit to help us out. You ask for help, and then you go out and you decide to do something, and it's like, well, hold on, let me help you out. Let me guide you. Yeah. So it's just like, you have to key into your intuition, your discernment there, to be like, spirit will kind of give you a hint, like, do this. You'll have, like, for me, an example, I get a feeling in the pit of my stomach, my gut. It's like, do this. And the thought won't go away. And it's like, okay, let me do this. And you may not know why, but eventually when you do it, some events may materialize after that, and you think, oh, okay, Spirit was guiding me this way. This is why. This is leading me this way. It's leading me closer to what I want, my manifestation. Yeah? But you have to trust. You have to have faith. And oftentimes when we can't see what's happening, behind the scenes, we think nothing's happening. But that isn't the case. Yeah? Everything is happening. It's just that we're not privy to all the information. And rightly so, because Spirit doesn't want to reveal all their secrets and they want to surprise you. Yeah? So the nature of a Pluto transit is to prompt metaphysical death in service of a rebirth into something ultimately more true. We become more authentic through the confrontation with and processing of shadow material and past trauma. The transit brings toxic habits to light in order to be cleansed and transformed. Pluto can transform your toxic relationships, Venus, toxic emotional patterns, the Moon, or toxic attitudes towards work and status, Saturn. Actually, it all depends on where Pluto functions in your chart, where it is transiting and what natal house it rules. In order to change us, Pluto must unearth what is rotten. However, if we accept and allow the process to happen instead of fighting it, we can come out closer to ourselves than we ever have before. Exactly. You have to allow things to take place. I know it may be painful. It's like, oh, I don't want to lose this person. This person is leaving my life, or this is happening. Oh, my things are not happening with my job. But if you wanted a better job, maybe Spirit is doing this because they need to remove you from the situation in order for an opportunity elsewhere that's better aligned with your wants and needs to take place. The same way with a toxic relationship. You're comfortable. You're used to this person. You're afraid of the unknown. But it's like Spirit needs to remove them from your life in order for you to have a better relationship with people who are more aligned with your own thoughts, your ambitions, where you want to go, more compatible to your needs. Yeah, and that is new, that is scary, but you need to break through that in order to get over to the other side. And so this Pluto retrograde is happening in the sign of Aquarius. So Aquarius thrives on innovation, individuality, and things eccentric. So this is the perfect time to step off the beaten path and pursue what genuinely excites you, even if it feels a bit out there at first. Yeah? So it's embracing the new change. As I said, Aquarius is major thoughts are happening at the same time, but let me slow down. Aquarius marches to the beat of their own drum. Yeah? They're unafraid, Aquarians, to feel or look weird, to do something not everyone's doing. They're not a sheep mentality. They're quite happy to do things alone. And so to embody this kind of energy, yeah? In order to get something you've never had before, you need to do something different. Yeah? And it doesn't have to be so, oh, I'm gonna go off around the world by myself. No, it doesn't have to be something extravagant. It could be, oh, let me start a new class, an art class. There's people there I don't know, but I may meet people that I'm compatible with and create great friendships. Join the gym. You've been thinking about it and you've been umming and ahhing. Maybe you've been a bit fearful of it and thinking, oh, people are going to stare at you. You're going to be on your own. You're going to have anxiety. I'll keep it real with you. No one's looking at you in the gym. They're more focused about themselves. Yeah? Half the time when I go to the gym, people are just taking selfies or on Instagram and stuff like that. No one is looking at you whatsoever. So you don't have to be afraid about looking silly or not knowing what you're doing. Yeah? So Pluto retrograde will occur in Aquarius, a fixed air sign celebrated for its forward thinking, rebellious energy. Aquarius thrives on breaking boundaries, embracing individuality, and challenging societal norms. So this retrograde will bring themes of freedom, independence, and self-expression to the forefront. Maybe you've been feeling a little bit meh about your 9 to 5 grind, your daily routine, or the same old social circle. Consider this as your excuse to explore unconventional career paths, join a new community, or explore new philosophies that challenge your way of thinking. Keep in mind that Pluto retrograde in Aquarius will also turn the spotlight on how technology influences your life. So this is also a great transit to reevaluate your relationship with digital spaces, innovation, and the role that they play in shaping your future. So you could be like thinking, oh, maybe I'm spending too much time on the internet, on social media. I want to go outside, be one with nature. Or you could be doing the opposite of that. I'm not spending enough time on social media, and maybe I need to embrace it more in my life. It seems like this is the way the world is going, so let's see what's going on, you know? Use your discernment, use your intuition, don't go overboard. Do what's right for you, yeah? Okay, so we also have a full moon in Scorpio on May 12th, yeah? So the moon in Scorpio creates the need to delve into your feelings as deep as possible, because Scorpio is a very deep sign. You deserve meaningful emotional exchanges now that more than ever. Sorry, I can't read my notes for some reason. You deserve meaningful emotional exchanges now more than at any other time, even if it is not easy and you are forced to change many things. Shallow relationships do not satisfy you, because they are not purifying enough. Yeah? So you could be looking back. You can see this works in tandem with the Pluto in retrograde in Aquarius. How, you know, you may look at relationships, be it toxic or not, and you just feel like, I'm moving in a certain way. I'm moving in a certain way in my life. And although we were compatible at a time, I don't feel like we're moving in the same direction. You know, it could be like you have friends with people you used to work with, and the bond was that you would complain about your job. But now that you've got a better job and you're actually fulfilled and you're enjoying it and you're enjoying going to work every day, you don't really have much to talk about. That person is still stuck in the mindset of complaining, negative mindset, negative thought patterns, and you're not. And you can't bond. And it's not personal. But then you decide, okay, well, I'm just, you know, moving more in this direction. And there doesn't really need to be a conversation. Maybe for some people, if it's a romantic relationship and you think, yeah, the way I thought about them is not the way I think about them now. And we need to have a sit down, and I'm going to have to tell them, you know what, I don't think we're moving in the right direction and things need to end. This is where I am, and this is how I feel. Then we have a new moon on the 27th of May in Gemini, and this is a super moon. So the moon in Gemini manifests itself by the need for changes and spontaneity. Safety lies in thinking about your feelings and sharing them with others. You can be more talkative and speak with ease these days. You might have a better ability to keep a cool head, but beware, cold heart can discourage others. Harmony of thinking and feeling is important, yeah? So Gemini is a very chatty sign. Gemini, I'm a Gemini rising, so you can see I'm quite a talkative person, that I come in here, do these readings. Often you probably may look at my readings and think, stop chatting about that, tell me about this. But yeah, it encourages spontaneity because Gemini is quite, you know, free thinking. They're an air sign. They go with the flow. Yeah. So embrace that kind of energy. We are in springtime, and it's like, I'm not saying being less disciplined, but it's like, you just feel like, oh, I'm going to go and have a drink here. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go to an exhibition. I'm going to go. Yeah. You just do what takes you. You go with the flow with life. Yeah. Someone invites you out. Go. Say yes. Yeah. Have some fun. Yeah. Less all work. Yeah. Life is for living. So enjoy your life. Yeah. Yes, there's a time and place to work hard, put in the effort, focus, but you need to balance that out with some fun, some joy. What do you like doing in life? Yeah? Engage your inner child. What did you used to love to do as a child? Maybe that's something that you want to think about. Have some joy. Go on a holiday. Just think, I'm going to have a trip away. Having a weekend away. I've worked hard. I'm saving. Yeah, I deserve it. Yeah? So it's good energy for the new moon. Embracing this. And you might be, maybe you or other people maybe feel the need to talk. Engage in conversations with people. Yeah? Keep it light, keep it friendly. You don't have to tell them your whole life story. But when people open up and engage, don't cut them off. Gemini is very like mixer at the party kind of energy. They talk to everyone. They're friends with everyone sort of thing. So maybe that's something that you need to embrace and could be affected in your chart. Yeah? So yeah, this is the astrology for the month of May. I hope you enjoyed these insights, these takeaways. Let me know in the comment section how it relates to you, how it may affect you in May. And let me know if you find this helpful, useful, great information. Yeah? Because I will be doing this going forward. And I will catch you in the reading. Hi guys, it's Guidance with Compassion here with another reading. So today I'm reading for the sign of Sagittarius and we're doing your May love general reading. So it is a general reading. So if it doesn't resonate, you can wait for a future reading or you can check out any of the other readings on the channel. You can watch for your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, whatever you feel called. And all the readings are timeless. So if you come across this reading later down the line, later down the year, that's fine. That's when you're meant to receive the message, yeah? Not everyone is on the same timeline. So not all these, so not everything's going to manifest at the same time for everybody, okay? So keep that in mind when you watch the reading. Right. Also, check out your yearly prediction reading on the channel. See how 2025 is shaping up for you. Or, as I said, all the readings are timeless. So if it doesn't resonate for this year, it could resonate more in the next, okay? Keep your discernment. Also, I will be adding to the first reading of the month, the astrology that's going on in the current month of May that I'm reading for. So like the main things like planetary movements, retrogrades, full moons, new moons, stuff like that. So I hope that is helpful and gives you more of a rounded insight. Okay, let's get into the reading. Spirit straight out there with the Knight of Wands. Yeah, I'm gonna put him back, but if he comes back out or if I feel it's relevant to discuss, but it seems like he wants to make an appearance, yeah, because the cards are just like split out. I got 2 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. Right. These 2 came on its own and these. Like we had these for the Scorpio reading. So I don't know, Sagittarius, is this you? Knight of Wands. It could be. Or you could be dealing with a Scorpio. You might want to check out their reading because we had these cards, well, these 4 cards for the reading. So let's put them over there. Let's get the oracles. Spirits. Okay, I'll put this over here. Can I get an oracle card for Sagittarius regarding their love life for the month of May, please? I feel that I need to have 2. I feel like it's like 2 separate energies. Spirit, there we go. Right, go the distance, bottom of the deck. Okay, right, let's get into it. So we got the High Priestess, the 5 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the 9 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. We've got by the book and we've got a leg up. And we've got go the distance. Let's see what's underneath. We've got regeneration. And we've got Four of Cups underneath that. Yeah, Sagittarius. I'm not sure who's who in this reading. Maybe it will come clear as I go through it. But, you know, the fire energy here points to you as a fire sign, but that don't have to be the case, you know. You know, if you have prominent air and earth in your chart, that could be you as well. Or it could be whoever you're dealing with. So we've got High Priestess, yeah? High Priestess is psychic energy, Pisces energy, yeah? So you could be dealing with a Pisces, or you have prominent Pisces placement in your chart. Yeah, so this is very watery energy. It's very deep. It's not shallow, like I said with Scorpio. Knight of Wands is quite a shallow character, which is funny because there seems to be this attraction or this pull. So I can get why you have Five of Wands underneath. Yeah? I mean, in between, sorry. Not underneath. Because this, to me, causes chaos. This causes carnage because you don't see eye to eye. You don't see things the same way in the grand scheme of things. Like surface level. Like, I don't even feel like surface level Knight of Wands and High Priestess are compatible, you know. I feel like the High Priestess would irritate the Knight of Wands because they wouldn't really get what they're talking about. They'd be like, why do you have to be so deep? Why do you have to talk that way? Why do you have to why do you have to be so goody goody? Do you know what I mean? Like, and High Priestess is, you know, she's well aware. She has aware of herself, her surroundings, other people. She doesn't let other people trigger her. Where I feel like the Knight of Wands acts like, yeah, I'm all good. It's all good in the hood, you know, it's all gravy. But behind the scenes, shit hits the fan. It's like stressed, anxious. You know, what do people think of me? Do they like me? Do they think I'm just a piece of shit? This is what I'm getting from this. This is not every Knight of Wands, but this is what I'm getting. And then we got the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is truth, authenticity, yeah? It's direct, very air. There's no beating about the bush. There's no facade. So I don't know if someone is revealing their true nature. And with it next to the Eight of Pentacles, someone has worked really hard, worked themselves up really hard to be able to say what they're going to say this truth. Yeah? But I feel like it's not going to be, when I say it's not going to be received, it's just that, yes, you've told the truth. You said, you know, I'm hearing you have a lot of problems. I don't mean that disrespectful, but it could be just, you know, you need to heal. Because with the Knight of Wands energy, this is like classic, I've been fucked over, so I'm going to fuck everybody else over. Do you know what I'm saying? I've been hurt. I don't want to feel my pain, so I'm just going to go out there and just be brainless, be mindless, and hopefully it'll get out of my system. But it won't, because you clock up karma, bad karma that way. And although, you know, it's commendable, you making the effort to tell the truth, it could be like what I'm getting actually as well. This is another tangent of this, so it may not resonate for everybody, but this could be someone, like, I don't know, you can take how it resonates, Sagittarius, who you are in this story. But someone hurt someone fucked someone over, yeah? There was arguments, it was a toxic relationship. But this person now has developed into a High Priestess. Yeah, from that relationship, they've elevated. They're in touch with their intuition, their discernment. they're on the spiritual path, they've elevated, they've grown, yeah, they've matured by the book. It's been a long time coming, but they're at priestess level. But when they were with this person, it was very chaotic. It was very drama filled. It was very low vibe. No one could get on the same page. It was just toxic, you know? But now this person is coming back around, spinning the block, because they've had this guilt. They've had this on the back of their mind. It didn't sit well with them, the way they treated you, what they did in the relationship. They know they fucked the relationship up. They know they're self-sabotaged, yeah? They're well aware, but they know that you didn't deserve that. You had nothing to do with them. This is a classic case of bleeding onto others that had nothing to do with what this person experienced in their past relationship. Yeah? But although, you know, it's nice to hear the closure, not that you were waiting for it, it's not something you want. You don't want this person back in your life. Like, the truth is enough, yeah? And I think this puts an end to your story. It puts an end to the cycle, yeah? Like, I feel like, because we do have a full moon in Scorpio on the 12th of May. So I do feel like that Scorpio reading is relevant for you, Sagittarius, yeah? So check it out. Because I feel like it's like one side of the coin, and then you are the other side. So I think that if you watch them both, then you'll get a fuller picture. But I think this truth coming out, this confession, this honesty, this authenticity, you don't accept, you know, them back into your life. You don't want them to come back. But this allows you both to close the door, and like, no one has to feel guilty. No one has to feel stressed. No one has to feel like, think about each other, really. You can go off now and live your lives in the way you want, on different directions, on different paths, yeah? Someone's already been on the healing journey. This may propel the Knight of Wands character to go on to start the healing journey, because the way they've been living, they can't carry on this chaotic cycle of guilt, stress, toxicity, arguments, fighting. That can't go on. They need a balanced state of life, yeah? They need to put that work in. Which maybe, if this is you, Sagittarius, depending on how it resonates, you are going to help this person. Give them a leg up. But that doesn't mean you know, you're there all the time. No, you may just tell them, you know, they're like, you look different. Like, what's changed? And it's like, well, I started the healing journey. I'm in touch with my spirituality, and it's helped me a great deal. It helped me to release the pain from the heartbreak I felt from our relationship, yada, yada, yada. Yeah? And I feel like this card is for both of you. Yeah, go the distance. High Priestess, go the distance on your journey. Keep going. Yeah? Almost at the finish line. Not that there is an ending. It's just that you're almost at the end of this cycle. I feel like this is a cycle closing up. And then you're going to start the next one. I also feel like this is for the Knight of Wands. That you need to go the distance with this healing. Yeah? I know there's some intrigue. I know that there's probably a sense of, well, I'm not sure and I'm comfortable in the bullshit. But you know that's not at night. It keeps you up. The stress, the karma. Let that go. It's going to be a long road. Go the distance. But it's worth every moment. I'm hearing it's worth every penny. So it could be that you're spending, money on therapy, money on counseling, going to yoga class, meditation class. You're spending money on your self-care. But I'd also say meditation. You can do that at home. You can do it on YouTube. It's free. Journaling, free. Yeah? But if you see another route, go for it. And I feel like with regeneration underneath, I feel like this is like a kind of internal tower sort of thing where you got to knock everything down because the foundation is rotten. You've got to start again. And out of the ashes, out of the fire, you will bloom. But this time you'll bloom in the right manner. Yeah? You'll be an abundant, blooming tree. Yeah? I don't know why that description came out, but that's how it came out. But yes, like, I feel like this is like a fork in the road sort of energy. But it's like the Knight of Wands goes in one direction, they're starting, and the High Priestess is going in another. She's elevating. She's growing to the next stage, yeah? It's like senior and then junior, yeah? There's different levels. But that doesn't mean anyone's better than each other. It's just different points in life. Just like different generations. Doesn't mean anyone's above or beneath. But I feel like this is, maybe there was confusion, lack of understanding of why this transpired, like why you were initially in a relationship. And now it's coming together. Now you see that part of each other's purpose was to teach someone. High Priestess to teach Knight of Wands to get on the healing path. Knight of Wands to get more awareness, take accountability and see that they can't go on the way they were heading. They need to be stopped. Yeah? But I like this reading. Yeah, I think this is good. But, you know, everyone has free will. You may see this reading and think, no, I don't want to do that. Perhaps you're not ready. But maybe later in time, down the line, you'll realize, okay, I was avoiding the inevitable. I need to slow down, because Knight of Wands is very, I feel like this is the path towards getting towards to become King of Wands. Yeah? I feel like Knight of Wands is running away from the responsibility, the accountability, the awareness to slow down. Because King of Wands, although his fire is slower energy, it's more dignified, it's more sensible, by the book. Yeah? Prestige. Whereas Knight of Wands is a bit rough and ready. Well, not a bit, rough and ready. Do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like the High Priestess is giving him this refinement of like, okay, let me just give you this little tidbit and then we don't need to. I feel like you won't engage with each other, like you won't see each other. Maybe you forget all about this person, you move on with your life, and then you see them when they're the King of Wands. And you see, okay, they did go on the healing journey. They did take my advice. Look how they've bloomed. Yeah? Cool stuff. I like it. Yeah. So this is the reading for you, Sagittarius. There was a lot going on. You know, use your discernment to decipher who you are in this story. Yeah? And check out the Scorpio reading. I think that's helpful. And yeah, so if this resonated with you, you understood it, it wasn't confusing, and you thought, this is my story, or I know someone who's going through this, give the video a like, please share it. Please subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy the readings, you come back every month and watch them. Support the channel, yeah, help us to grow. And smash the notification bell so you're alerted when I upload new readings to the channel. Also check out your yearly prediction reading on the channel as well. See how the year is shaping up for you. Is there anything else? I don't think there is. So yes, I will catch you next time.